For when they shall say, Peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. A lot of the things we're saying right now are not going to be new pieces of information for us or for some of you. But that is the problem with me sometimes is when I've known something or I've learned something, especially when I've known it for a long time, I forget or I don't understand that there are people who don't know about stuff. And there's many things that I have to learn for sure. There's many things that I don't know about. But there are some things I know about and have known about. And then I walk around in the world, listen to people, watch them, listen to them. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, they don't know about this. They don't understand this, like, especially when it comes to the evils or the dangers in the world that our enemy is throwing at us, especially. And one of those evils or dangers is a lot of the symbology and the signals that the world is throwing at us. And that's something else I didn't know that people don't really think about. When I use the word world, especially when we're doing these kind of teachings or messages, when I use the word world, it can mean certain things. It can mean different things. And usually when I'm using the word world in this ministry, I'm talking about the people in the world. I'm talking about lost people. I'm talking about people who are not Christians, many of whom openly are hostile to the gospel of Jesus Christ. That's usually what I mean when I say the world. And the world can mean other things. The world means several different things in Scripture, in the Holy Bible. But right now I'm talking about the world, the unbelieving people, lost people, anti-Christian people. And what the world does is show you a bunch of nonverbal communications. And we can quickly go to one that most people are familiar with, but they don't really know what it means, which is what they call a peace sign. And we can talk about this for a long time, but these messages, I designed them to be quick and kind of bite-sized, and we always kind of add to them as time goes, because I don't have time to go very in-depth with stuff, and most people's attention spans are not long enough to take it anyway, I've noticed. But this peace sign is not really about peace. And again, many people know that. They know that it is really the sign of the devil or the Baphomet creature that we've talked about before. It's really an evil sign, but it's been called a peace sign. It's been called many things throughout generations and centuries. It takes many forms. It's kind of hidden, even though it's right there in front of your face, because people don't think that anything is wrong with it. In this verse we read there at the beginning from First Thessalonians, that's in chapter 5. This is where we're going as a world. And when I use the word world there, I'm talking about just all of society, all of the nations. The world is going to a place, and the people too. So I'm using world in more than one sense there. But the world is going to a place, it's on a course or a path designed by Satan that is going to lead all of us, or at least those of us who are without Christ, to a place where you're all thinking the same, you're all believing the same, and ultimately you're all going to be against Jesus. You're all going to be against the real God. And there's many paths to that. There's going to be many splinters or fragments to that. But they're all going to hate those of us who really believe in the real Lord Jesus, not one of the fake Jesuses, of which there are many. I'm saying a lot here, so it's kind of connecting a lot of things that we talked about before. But it's basically all going to be a sense or a path that's leading the world to say, we just need to be at peace with each other. We just need all to be brothers and sisters. We need to all just get along. We all just need to come together as one. You hear all these phrases all the time. We're all just children of God. All these kind of things. All the religions they just need to stop all this division and just come together. You know, all the divisions don't matter. You can just believe what you want, but we're all just one. When you hear people talk like that, you know they're antichrist. You know they're offering you a fake peace. It's never going to happen. There's never going to be a utopia. If you look up the word utopia or break it down, it's really a place that doesn't exist except in someone's mind. Man, that is men and women, we're built on sin from the time that we're born. So we're never going to have that kind of peace. So when people are talking about peace and safety, that's not going to be realistic. It's not going to be true. It's going to be a lie. Sudden destruction is going to be at hand once everything comes together. And to come together, they got to get rid of us who are Christians, the real Christians. A lot of people call themselves Christians. A lot of people, almost everybody calls themselves some kind of Christians in a way. They may not say that word, but when you say you believe in God, but you don't have a religion, when you say you believe in God, but you don't believe in a Christian God, you're pretty much calling yourself a Christian. It's all about Christianity. It's all about Christ. It's all about the Christian church, which is really smaller than the world presents it to be. And we're talking about this peace thing where everywhere you look, you see people doing that sign, the V shape with their hands. It's everywhere. It's on the kids' toys. You know, all the musicians are doing it, all the entertainers, whether they're popular or kind of local, they're all doing the peace sign all the time. Whether they flip it so the back of their hands facing you, which sometimes can tell you that it's a transgender kind of sign, or they're facing it towards you. You know, the palm of their hand. It doesn't matter. All the pictures you see on social media, your friends and family are all doing this. This used to upset me when I first understood this. I gotta thank Brother David for his website. This is going back 20 years. We're in the 2020s now, and I've known about these things for about 20 years. What all these signs that people do with their hands means. And I remember when I first started noticing how popular or prevalent that they are, that some people, especially famous people, people who have power and status and who are very visible, they know what these signs really mean. But the people around you and me, the common folk, a lot of them don't know what it means. They picked it up from those people on the TV and they're just using it, but they think it means peace when it doesn't mean peace. They think it means victory. Like I think it was Churchill who said, hey, the V sign on your fingers means victory. I think that's what he lied and said that back in the day. No, it's a Baphomet devil sign. It's an evil sign. If somebody's going to put a bunny ears on behind your head on the photo. I remember when I was a kid, people would do that. They just think that's funny, but they're doing something that's not good. No, don't put no bunny ears on me. Kind of connected to that is the devil horn sign. But we're not really talking about that. We can come back to that another time. But that's kind of the same thing. You're putting devil horns up and presenting them to people. And again, some people don't know what it means. Most people don't know what it means. They've got all these different definitions for it. But really, it's not good. And they mix these signs up. They got peace signs and they give you the one eye symbol. And like I said, transgenders use that sign. They know what it means. It's like a horn goat sign. Everybody around you is using it. Why? They're just so used to it. Everybody's using that horn rock and roll kind of sign. Why? They just don't know what it means. Or if they do know what it means, they're not going to tell you what it really means. They just know that, forgive me for saying it, you're just simple and you're just copying what you're seeing. But as I say, the famous people know what it means. Some people out around you and me know what it means. The witches know what it means. It's a fake peace. It's getting you all to do it. You're all doing the same thing. It's not a real peace. It's not about rock and roll. It's mocking you. They know you don't know what it means and that you're just copying them. But it's an ancient symbol. It's got an old meaning or significance. And all the forms that it takes, it's all just to put a confusion out there. Like I said, the definitions that they throw around and tell you that it means this and means that, whatever they say it means, we shouldn't be doing it. I'm specifically talking to Christians or anybody, even if you don't call yourself a Christian, just don't follow the trend of doing this, because the meaning of it, the signal that you're sending out, it's not good for you, and it's not good for whoever you're pointing it at. It's not funny. It's not entertaining. You're signaling peace, but peace has nothing to do with it. In fact, it's putting something on you that is saying that you think it's okay for abominations and wicked things to be around you, or even that you're taking part in, and that it's okay. It's okay with whatever God you choose to call God, because once you join up with the people who know what it means, these signals, once you join up with them and throwing your hand around in that way, you're actually joining in with them in a spiritual kind of way. I know that sounds very deep or spooky or something, but you're going to end up being unable to be ashamed about evil things. Just believe that now, and maybe you'll see it later.